Hello everyone and welcome. So, Adobe Max just dropped an absolute bombshell on the creative world, and it is called Photoshop 2026. Seriously, if you think you know what Photoshop is capable of, get ready to have your mind blown. Because the creative future, it's officially here.
Okay, let's just get right into it. This isn't just one of those minor updates, with a couple of new filters. No. We're talking about a fundamental shift, a whole new foundation, powered by next-gen AI that completely rethinks the creative process, from that very first click all the way to the final export.
I want you to just pause and really think about that for a second. What if the most tedious, time-sucking parts of your workflow just vanished? Yeah, these aren't just what-if questions anymore. This is the new reality we're about to jump into.
So here's the game plan for this explainer. We're going to start with the amazing features that are officially in Photoshop 2026 right now. Then we'll get into the new AI models, the absolute magic of one-click compositing. We'll get a little peek at some wild experimental projects, and then wrap it all up by looking at how this is going to reshape your entire workflow.
All right, first up, let's talk about the tools you can literally go and use today. These are the features that have made it out of beta and are now baked into the full official release of Photoshop 2026. This is where the revolution really starts.
So what's in the box? Well, we're getting the Harmonize tool that everyone's been waiting for. Third-party AI models right inside Photoshop, which is huge. Pro-level upscaling from partners like Topaz. Selections that are way smarter and faster, and even a new adjustment layer for better color control. It's a massive, massive package.
Okay, now let's dive into these next-gen AI tools, because honestly, one of the biggest headlines here is that Photoshop is no longer a walled garden. Adobe's actually integrating powerful AI models from other companies directly into the app. This gives you some seriously unprecedented creative firepower.
Now, what's so wild about this is the huge leap in what's possible. You see, before, generative fill was awesome at adding stuff or removing things, but now we can fundamentally change the structure of an image. You can take a photo of someone looking away and literally turn them to face the camera. No reshoot needed. That's insane.
And this is all possible because they're integrating models like Google's Gemini 2.5, you might have heard its code name, Nano Banana. So now you can actually pick which AI engine you want to use for a specific job, right there in the generative fill bar. It's all about using the right tool for the right job.
So here's a quick little cheat sheet for you. You'll want to stick with Adobe's Firefly for your general, all-purpose generation. But when you need to keep a person looking consistent, or say, change their pose, that's when you'll switch to Gemini 2.5. And if you're editing text inside an image, Flux Context Pro is absolutely incredible at keeping the styles intact.
Okay, but we all know there's been this nagging problem with AI generation. The resolution can be kind of fuzzy. Well, Adobe has finally tackled this head-on by teaming up with the best in the business. And now we've got a one-click solution baked right in.
This is just a massive win for your workflow. I mean, think about it. Instead of generating something, exporting it, opening it in a separate app like Topaz Gigapixel, and then bringing it back in, you do it all inside Photoshop now. It recovers that lost detail and makes your AI generations look crisp and totally professional.
All right, let's talk about the feature that has every compositor and photographer buzzing, the Harmonize tool. We saw glimpses of it in beta, but now it's official. And trust me when I say this, it is a complete game changer.
And this slide just says it all, doesn't it? We have all been there, spending hours, literally hours, painstakingly painting in shadows, messing with color curves, just trying to make an object look like it actually belongs in the scene. That entire headache is now one click.
And hey, don't just take my word for it. Professional artist Holly Rose Stones said this after using the Harmonize tool. 3 hours of work gone, reduced to a few seconds. That's not just an improvement, you guys. That's a creative revolution. It frees you up to focus on the big ideas, not the tedious little details. And it couldn't be any easier to use. You just drop your new object on its own layer, move it where you want it, and then you hit Harmonize. The AI looks at the background, it figures out the lighting, the color temperature, everything, and instantly applies it to your new object, complete with physically accurate shadows. It's magic.
Okay, so as amazing as all that stuff is, let's look even further into the future. At Adobe Max, they always give us a sneak peek at some experimental projects they're working on. And this is where things go from just incredible to totally unbelievable.
So first up is Project Trace Erase. Look, We have tools to remove objects, right? But this is on another level. It's smart enough to understand the consequences of an object being there. Stuff like shadows and reflections, and it removes those too.
The demos were just mind-blowing. It can take out a person and their cast shadow in a single go. It can remove a car and its reflection in a wet street, and the puddle underneath looks perfect. It can even get rid of things like smoke, steam, or even the lens flare coming off the sun.
Next up, Project Light Touch. For any photographer out there, this is basically the holy grail. It fixes one of the biggest problems in photography. Once you take the shot, the lighting is locked in. Well, maybe not anymore.
This tech lets you go into a photo and just turn a lamp on or off. Or you can add a virtual softbox to get rid of harsh sunlight on someone's face. You can even place new 3D-aware lights right into the scene and move them around, and watch the highlights and shadows change in real time. It's wild.
And finally, for anyone who works with video, there's Project Frame Forward. And the concept here is just revolutionary. You open a video file, you edit the very first frame with all the Photoshop tools you know and love, and then you just click one button, Propagate. The AI then takes that complex edit and applies it to the entire video, tracking all the motion and keeping it consistent. It basically makes video editing feel as easy as editing a single photo.
So let's bring this all home. What does this all actually mean for you, the person sitting at the computer? How are these updates really going to change your day-to-day creative life?
Let's just break it down really simply. Harmonize, it saves you hours of tedious blending. The partner models, they unlock creative ideas that were just impossible before without a reshoot. Generative upscale, it solves a huge quality problem with AI content without you ever leaving the app. And those future projects, they're coming to automate the most complex, time-consuming tasks you can imagine.
And that really brings us to the final and I think the most important question. With all this powerful AI handling the grunt work, the boring technical stuff, it frees up your most valuable asset, your time, and your creativity. So the real question isn't just about what Photoshop can do now. It's, with these tools in your hands, what new, amazing, unexplored creative frontiers will you be the one to discover? Thanks for watching.